What is up? Welcome to Beerfield Fantasy Football Shots. I am your host at Hop BFF, Christopher Hopper, Hop with two P's. Today we're here to talk about some news. We got some daily fantasy picks for you for week 12. It is Friday, November 24th, 2017. Without further ado, let's get into the news. Per Ravens offensive coordinator Marty Morningwig, Danny Woodhead will not be on a snap count this week, so expect him to have some safe PPR floor value. If you picked him up in a PPR league, good for you. Go get him. Go play with him. Case Keenum to be the Vikings starter going forward. That's per Vikings coach Mike Zimmer. This is expected. Keenum's played really well. He's been able to avoid pressure. He's got weapons around him. We talked about this on the podcast episode that's going to drop today on iTunes, Google Play, and Stitcher. Check it out, Beerfield Fantasy Football. About Keenum, he should be a back-end streamer for most of the rest of the season. And more bad news for Chargers rookie Wookiee wide receiver. Yes, Chewbacca is out there running routes for the Chargers. Chargers rookie wide receiver Mike Williams was carted off Thursday's game with a knee injury. He's expected to miss time, but the ACL should be intact. He's just not really been able to get anything going this year. Not good for him and his rapport with Rivers. Hopefully next year, but just another top wide receiver coming into the league that just can't stay healthy. On to your questionable and doubtful players. Jimmy Graham, he missed Wednesday and Thursday's practice with an ankle problem. This has been ongoing all season. He should play. Mike Davis, doubtful with a groin injury. He won't play. Ty Montgomery, doubtful with ribs. Also not expected to play. Emmanuel Sanders is a late add to the injury report. However, he should play for the Broncos. Rashard Matthews is a hamstring injury. He is likely out, so ups to Corey Davis, who we'll talk about in the DFS segment. And Chris Hogan did not practice Friday. He will probably miss as well. Your guys that absolutely for sure aren't playing. Saints quarterback Marshawn Lattimore is not going to play, so more on that later on in the DFS segment. You've got New England tight end Martellus Bennett, Dolphins quarterback Jake Cutler, Texans wide receiver Will Fuller, Falcons running back Devonta Freeman out with concussion, so ups to Tevin Coleman there. He's our 10 this week, I believe. Jaguars wide receiver Allen Hurns, Steelers wide receiver Juju Smith-Schuster, and Jaguars cornerback Jalen Ramsey should not play. This does not hurt. Missing Ramsey does not hurt the Jaguars defense nearly as much as missing Lattimore hurts the Saints, though. Your guys that are playing that were previously injured, Jacoby Brissett, Leonard Fournette, Rob Gronkowski, Greg Olsen, they'll all play this week.
Hopper's Weekly Beer Money DFS picks.
Moving on to DFS picks in the same format as normal. Guy, I like the higher dollars. They should give you safe floor with a lot of upside. Safe floor guy that's a little bit mid-tier, and then a guy that's lower priced but could blow up this week. Quarterback Carson Wentz against Chicago. Chicago's been pretty solid against the pass, but this is the hottest offense in the league. So this is going to be a real measuring stick, but Carson Wentz at 7,200. You've got Matt Ryan at 6,400 against Tampa Bay is my mid-tier guy. Tampa Bay's got a terrible pass defense, so Matt Ryan should be able to feast there. Tyrod Taylor against Kansas City. We've seen Kansas City get absolutely torched. So Tyrod Taylor, 5,800, not a bad start. At running back, Mark Ingram, 8,300. He's been the running back one since the Peterson trade. Rams are not good against the run, even though they're relatively good against the pass, so big upside there. Tevin Coleman's going to be starting against Tampa Bay and their weak defense for Devonta Freeman, who's out with a concussion, and then he's going for 6,500. And then J.D. McKissic going for 3,700 at San Francisco. League's worst run defense. He's flashed some good things, so if he's going to do anything any week, it's going to be this one. He's 3,500. At wide receiver, Doug Baldwin, 7,000 against San Francisco. Just a good offense versus a bad defense. Don't need to say a whole lot there. Alshon Jeffrey, 6,300. He has his revenge game in Chicago. He's came back into his own with Carson Wentz also the last couple weeks, so he could be on pace for a really, really big week. I recommend him. Sammy Watkins going up against New Orleans. New Orleans is not only missing Lattimore, their best cover corner, they're also missing Okafor as their best pass rusher. Rams have a good offensive line, and Robert Woods is going to miss time for the Rams as well, which means that Sammy Watkins should take that place. Expect big things from him. And then Corey Davis, also 4,900 on the same tier as Sammy Watkins, going against Indianapolis. Not as much upside because he is a rookie. However, with Matthews not playing, he should get the majority of his team's targets at wide receiver and benefit from that. Tight ends, Gronkowski, 6,900 against Miami. Duh. Moving on. Jared Cook, 4,600 against Denver. Denver is really bad against tight ends. That's how you move the ball against them, and Cook has been consistently a top 10 tight end this year. And then not Corey Davis. Wow. Adam Shaheen. This is an interesting one. So Philadelphia is middle of the range against tight ends. Shaheen's a matchup nightmare, though. He showed some rapport with Trubisky. Dal Logans has come out and said that he should be more involved this week, or at least equally as involved this week. So if you really need to save money someplace, but need a tight end that's got some decent upside, Adam Shaheen's your go. He's only 2,600. And defense, special teams, Jacksonville Memorial defensive top spot because they've been there all year. Panthers 3,300 against the Jets at the Jets. Panthers are really, really good against the pass, also good against the run. Jets have kind of been middling all year, good enough to make you say, hey, these guys are pretty good because they're a lot better than expected, but still not great. So the Panthers have a good matchup there. And the Falcons against Tampa Bay have been really, really good with pass rush, really, really good in coverage. So I expect the Falcons to just kind of eat them for breakfast. That's all we got for today's episode. Be checking in tomorrow night as Nick will have, I believe it sits or ends out. So Nick will have ends outs tomorrow night. Follow me on Twitter at HotBFF with 2 Ps. You can follow the show at BeerfieldFF. I will be with you guys on Sunday, probably solo for the live stream, so maybe shorter, but should be on that at about 10:45, 11 o'clock. And other than that, we will catch you guys tomorrow. Thanks.